What is going on, everybody? This is Asian Precision Gaming here. Today we are going to take a look at the new fish and bugs that appear for the month of May in Animal Crossing New Horizons. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, the first fish we are going to be taking a look at is the Angelfish. This fish actually appears from 4 p.m. to 9 a.m. or 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It spawns in the river. It has the small fish shadow, and the frequency of it is uncommon. However, it can be sold for 3,000 bells. The next fish is the Betta fish. This also spawns from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Will spawn in the river, and the fish shadow size is also going to be small. It's also going to have an uncommon spawn rate, but when you do catch this fish, you can sell it to the Nook Brothers for 2,500 bells. The next fish is the catfish. This actually spawns from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and the location is the pond. This catfish has a large shadow size, and the spawn rate is actually common, so this one will appear probably more frequently. And then when you do catch it, you can sell it to the Nook Brothers for 800 bells. Next up is the frog. You can catch the frog all day long, all hours of the day. You can also find him in the pond, and the shadow size will be small, and the spawn rate is also common, so you'll probably come across the frog quite often. But when you do, you can go ahead and sell it for 120 bells. Next up is the giant trevally. This one spawns all hours of the day, and you actually have to either fish on the pier or go along the beach line in order to catch this one. Be sure to be on the lookout for the extra large shadow. And that being said, it's also uncommon, so this one will be, you won't come across this one as often. This one will be a little bit harder to find. So I might recommend using the fish bait to try and get him to spawn, so you don't have to waste your time as much to go up and down the beach or keep going back to the pier for it to spawn. All that being said, once you do catch it, you can sell it for 4,500 bells. Alright, next up on the list of new fish for May is the MahiMahi. You can actually find this one all hours of the day. You do have to go to the pier or the beach in order to catch the MahiMahi. The shadow size for this one will be extra large. It has a rare spawn rate, so good luck finding this one. You're just going to have to grind this one out if you're really going to want to find it. Also, again, use the fish bait to increase those spawns, to increase your chances to find it. And once you do, you can go ahead and sell it for 6,000 bells. Alright, next up we have the nibblefish. This fish will actually spawn from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can find the nibblefish in the river, and it's actually it's the extra small shadow, so make sure to keep an eye out for that one. The spawn rate is uncommon, and the sell price for this one, once you catch it, you'll be able to get 1,500 bells for it. Alright, last but not least on the new fish for May is the rainbow fish. This fish will spawn from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the river, and make sure to look for the extra small shadow for this one. The spawn rate is common, so you'll probably come across this one more often than not, and once you do, you can go ahead and sell it for 800 bells. Alright, now that we're done with the fish, we'll go over the new bugs that appear for the month of May, and we'll go ahead and start off with the banded dragonfly. This one will appear from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can just catch it flying around. Sometimes it can be hard to catch, so just be mindful of that. They are rare that they come around, so be on the lookout, and once you do catch one, you can go ahead and sell it to the Nook Brothers for 4,500 bells. Next up on the list is the diving beetle. You can find this one from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can find it either in the pond or on the river. It'll just be kind of floating on top. It's pretty evident. The spawn rate is common, and once you do snag the diving beetle, you can go ahead and sell it for 800 bells. Alright, next up is the Great Purple Emperor Butterfly. This one is going to be one you'll have to stay up a little later for. It's from 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. and it's usually seen flying around flowers. So if you have some planted around your house, or there are usually a lot of flowers on the higher tiers of the island. That being said, they are rare, so be on the lookout for that. They definitely won't spawn frequently on your island, so that being said, you can sell it for 3,000 bells. Next up, we have the Pond Skater. You can find the Pond Skater from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., so big chunk of the day there. You can either find it on the pond or the river. It'll actually be floating on top, so it is pretty obvious that it's there. All you gotta do is go up to it and catch it with your net. The spawn rate for the Pond Skater is common, so shouldn't be too hard to find this one. However, it does only sell for 130 bells, but being that it's common, you can catch a lot of them and fetch a good profit. Next up on the new bugs for the month of May, we have Queen Alexandra's Birdwing Butterfly. This one can be found from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's usually around the flowers, flying around just as the previous butterfly, and the spawn rate for this one is rare, so be on the lookout for those green and black wings flying around. And once you go ahead and snag one of these butterflies, you can go ahead and sell it for 4,000 bells. Next up on the new bugs for May is the Rosalia Betta Beetle. This one you can actually find all day, and the interesting one about this beetle is that it spawns on tree stumps, so you'll actually have to take a regular axe, not a stone axe, and chop the tree down and just leave the stump there, and that's where this beetle will spawn. The spawn rate is uncommon, so once you get those tree stumps on your island, they'll start spawning, and you can go ahead and sell these for 3,000 bells. Alright, this next one is the Scorpion. This one can be found from 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. So a good time to find this is definitely later in the evening, going into the wee hours of the night. Also finding them on the islands that you travel to via the Nook Miles tickets. This one just spawns on the ground. However, you just have to be mindful when going up to catch it. And the spawn rate is common, so the cool thing about the Scorpion is that once you go ahead and catch it, you can sell it for 8,000 bells. Yes, that's right, 8,000 bells. That is the highest bell amount that you can get for the creatures for this month. The second is the MahiMahi, coming in at 6,000. So definitely be on the lookout for this one if you are trying to stack those bells and pay off your bell mortgage to Mr. Tom Nook. Alright, last on the list for the new bugs for the month of May is the Violin Beetle. This one can be found all hours of the day, and just like the Betta Beetle, it spawns on tree stumps, so make sure you're cutting those trees down with your regular axe and leaving the stumps intact to get the Violin Beetle to spawn. Spawn rate is common, so that being said, you should be able to catch a lot of these and sell them for 450 bells each. Alright everyone, that wraps up this video. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and leave a like, and also don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell to turn on notifications. That way you can see all my new videos that are released weekly. Also, don't forget, I do stream daily over at Facebook at Asian Precision Gaming. Also, go ahead and leave a comment down below and let me know where you guys are at with all the new bugs and fish that were released for this month. And I will see you guys next time.